Привет, this is Desi. So I am back in Odessa, Mama, from Zatoka in yesterday's video just down the coast. And in today's second video in this three-part series for Slavic seduction secrets, I'm going to explain to you exactly how much it should cost you in order to date beautiful women here in Eastern Europe. And the answer is really going to surprise you. So make sure that you stick to the end of this video. So let me start with a little anecdote, because I actually overheard this Danish guy once say that, Eastern Europe, countries like Ukraine, you can go there, it's so poor, and you can buy the girls for a price of a sandwich. That's literally what he said. Now, if you think that you can come to Eastern Europe, where everything is obviously dramatically cheaper than Western Europe, so compared to Denmark, it's probably about a third of the price here, and you think you can buy the beautiful women here cheaply, you're living in a time warp, because that might have been true in the early 1990s. That is not true in 2020 whatsoever. Forget that. Women here are not bought cheaply whatsoever. Now, on the flip side to that, you have this show that I've been binge watching. I'm going to actually review a few videos from pretty soon, called 90 Day Fiancé. And in that, you have two delusion guys on the other side. One is Dave, if I remember David, and he had spent over $300,000 dating a girl he had never met online. Yes, he sent this girl, or he paid on a website, a PPL site, which is a letter writing site, close to $300,000. And there's actually another guy in it, but not really a couple, but basically a guy pursuing a girl, simping online. That's Caesar, and he was pursuing a girl from Kiev, and he was sending her, this guy did not have very much money, and he was sending her $800 a month, and that added up over time in terms of sending other money. Like, he spent about 40,000. But this guy really didn't have much money. He was borrowing off his friends. So you can see the other extreme, these guys sending their life savings on trying to pursue and date Eastern European women. Now, this is all madness from both sides of obviously the spectrum. For the very guys think it's very cheap, the guys think you're going to spend hundreds of thousands. Actually, that guy, David, I'm referring to, he actually said that this was not a poor man's game. Well, yeah, if you're throwing 300,000 trying to buy women online, then of course it's not a poor man's game. It's a delusional rich guy's game, maybe, but he also was not getting what he wanted, because what he really craved obviously was a relationship with a sincere, honest, and beautiful woman. So even if it's not that extreme, you can easily get sucked into what I call the meal plan scam, and then I've been spending a lot of time going out with girls who are not interested in you, who are basically using you for free food on these dates, or few activities or opportunities for their Instagram. Now, if you do want to just date a gold digger and have maybe a sugar daddy, sugar babe relationship, like, that's obviously going to be very transparent. If it's that sugar daddy, sugar babe, you can find websites for that. Gold digger, maybe not so transparent, but basically if you just lead with money and say, I'm going to take care of everything and pay for you, you're definitely going to have some sort of short-term relationship with women who are just interested in material goods and not really interested in some sort of emotional connection with you. Now, but do you really have to lead with money? Because the funny thing is, you don't actually have to spend a lot of money to get results at all. In fact, spending a lot of money can be counterproductive. Let me tell you a little personal anecdote. So, as maybe you already know, that I used to work as a lawyer, and there was a time in between legal jobs where I had a severe cash flow problem. And I remember actually having to ask my Italian friend Luigi to loan me $20 to go for lunch with this Ukrainian DJ chick. That was how bad it was. So basically, I suddenly found myself in the position in terms of resources as a Ukrainian student, right? So obviously no ability to impress girls with money whatsoever. And what do you think happened with my success with beautiful women here? Paradoxically, it actually got better. I got better results, and I was completely flummoxed by this in the beginning. So what happened? Well, when I took out the ability to, I was never a guy who was trying to necessarily lead with money or impress girls with money, but at the same time, I like to go to nice restaurants. I was kind of very limited in my thinking at the time. Or understanding of the culture here was still developing, and I would just say, hey, let's go to, meet me here at this nice restaurant, let's do this date, let's do that, let's go to the club, with the table, and throw lots of money around to a certain extent. So what exactly happened that I could get better results not having any money than when I had the money to actually go out and, organize really expensive dates and whatnot? Well, Actually, when you take money out of the equation, you have to rely on other skills. And that basically means I had to develop my own presence and my own deeper understanding of the local culture and that very specific emotional intelligence, which is Slavic mentality intelligence, which basically means I had to understand how the women think here. Otherwise, I was obviously not going to get any results at all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on spending money whatsoever and building up your wealth. That is definitely really, really important. And that actually is a great booster for everything. But paradoxically, if you always lead with money, what tends to happen is you end up, even if you avoid the scammers per se, you end up attracting girls who are gold diggers. And if that's not what you're looking for, of course, it's completely cool if that is what you're looking for, but if that's not what you're looking for, then you end up spending a lot of time with girls who you're not really going to develop a long-term emotional connection with, because they're basically there for resources. And I actually remember this because there was one girl in my entourage who I had been with, and she kept writing to me all the time. But I was just like, no, I'm not going to spend any time with her. And what happened? Instead, I spent time with girls who are obviously more generally interested in a real relationship with me. So that is what happened. Actually, I had to then develop, it really pushed me to develop my own understanding of the culture here. And as a result, when I got my resources back again, I was able to use them as a huge booster because I wasn't actually dependent on them and I wasn't leading with them anymore. But they're great to have for sure. And you should definitely focus also on developing that as a guy. It's really, really important. But the real core of everything is going to be your Slavic mentality intelligence for when you come here to Eastern Europe. Now, how are you going to learn Slavic mentality intelligence? Now, you could do what I did, was basically hang out here for about a decade before you figure it all out. Or, you know, there is a solution that I've been working on. I'm super excited. Obviously, I launched it earlier in this video series apart, and that is my Slavic Seduction Secrets Bootcamp, online bootcamp. And you're going to have me as your personal mentor. Also, you're going to have the community effect because there's going to be like-minded guys on that bootcamp. It's going to be live stream. It's starting this Sunday. And that is your shortcut to having to spend a decade here figuring everything out. You're basically going to streamline everything and learn this stuff within a few months. Basically, the bootcamp's going to last for 7 sessions, so we're probably going to get it done in about 5 or 6 weeks, and then you're going to be set up. Of course, you still have to come here and have a little bit of trial and error afterwards, but it's just going to absolutely decimate that learning process. Your learning curve is going to shoot up from being on such a bootcamp. I had my previous one, which was called Scam Buster, where you focused on avoiding the scammers, and that was just phenomenal for me. I was super excited. I really saw the value that I was able to give the guys, how they learned so much, and I got amazing feedback from it. So that is what motivated me to provide you with this huge opportunity to obviously shortcut your learning process. And Ukraine and Belarus are open this summer. Of course, if you decide to come later, this stuff is timeless and you will be able to use it later as well. For when you come, you're going to learn how to create an optimal itinerary, how to do things like create the perfect date, how to escalate sexual tensions so that you can win your dream Slavic girl's heart. You're going to know how to test whether she's suitable for a long-term relationship with you, so you don't invest years and years and years, say, on a gold digger that you're not interested in, when you could have saved yourself all those years and all that hassle, of course, by getting it done at the very beginning. So in order to enroll for my Slavic Seduction Secrets Bootcamp, you need to act very fast, and it's only open to my loyal fans. Those are those guys who are on my mailing list. So down below is a link. You go there, you type in your email address, and then actually as a thank you, I'm going to leave on my checklist the 5 biggest mistakes that Western guys make when they come here to Eastern Europe to date beautiful Eastern European women. You get that as a thank you. I'm going to leave that checklist there. That's going to be vital for your learning process as well. Then you're going to receive a link and you can go and enroll, and enrollment is closing. We're actually going to launch it on Sunday already at 10 p.m. Kiev time, so it's actually going to close on Sunday morning my time. I'm going to close enrollment, so you need to act fast and get in. Super excited about it. It'd be great to see you there as well. Do svidaniya, do pobачення. See you in the next video tomorrow.
SAR Experience.